See if we can catch it tonight in time to see if we have a helicopter today. Alright, so we got heavy rain or snow today, heavy rain or snow tomorrow. And no mention of helicopters. Oh, do I have master tailoring in here already? Yep, so it gets put in the old antique stove. I want to say when we went to the... Oh, we have Sentient Cookie has cashed in 10 push-ups. Let me knock those out real fast and be right back. That puts us up to 70 push-ups we've done this stream. And our current cap is 100. No, I don't need the antidepressants and painkillers. Ignore the meat cleavers. Do we have any guns that we're saying have way too much ammo yet? Not really. Oh, booty papers, cash in a stretch. Thank you, I actually could use a stretch, so I'm going to do that. That takes me a little bit over a minute, so I'm going to, well, it's technically 2 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and get that knocked out, and I will be right back. And for those who are new to the channel, you'll notice that last door specifically I made sure to run out of. That's just in case. Sometimes what will happen is while you're in there chilling, everything's fine, a zombie will come over here and just go, you know what, this is the place I want to stand. This is where I want to chill. You open the door, walk through, think you're going to be fine, and bad times. But if you run, if that zombie bumps into you, you shove the zombie out of the way. Alright, so we're fine on fuel and all that. I know this car's getting pretty roughed up. I do think I'm going to go ahead and still use it. And basically my plan for it is, I'm going to drive it over to our other car we've got up there. I'm going to then take that other car back home. Because we damaged the windshield and the hood in this car pretty bad yesterday when we hit that tree. That was not smooth on my part. I just saw the bias like, up, try to sneak around the bodies, don't want to slow down. It's very easy to just get your turn just a little off when you're trying to hold yourself in one lane. It is one of the downsides of like when you're playing multiplayer and you're driving around like this, you actually do need to be very careful about trying to stay in your lane, because if you are going one way at speed and someone's going the other way at speed, it's very hard to avoid hitting each other if you're not respecting your lanes. But in single player, you don't care. Just drive. That should drop it down to 5 happiness. Yep, and we stop there. Because if I add more to that, there's a good chance that we'll lose happiness eating it, which doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, since it's winter, I don't actually care that it's supposed to be heavy rain, because this is what it's like. So this is not an issue. Actual heavy rain can be problematic for hearing and seeing zombies. Hey, Whistlebeak, how's it going? And if I'm seeing this correctly, we are only 7 followers off of having 1,000 followers on the channel. So we are right there, which is pretty exciting milestone. Thank you for the follow, Kaiser JCA. Welcome to stream. And I appreciate that you did that immediately after I said something. Thank you for the follow. Tycho's Moose, or Tycho's Moose, welcome to stream. A RimWorld day is not a bad day. I do enjoy me some RimWorld. Yep, I kind of figured that. Was like, I've noticed anytime that we get like super close to a milestone, and it's like you bring it up, you're like, yeah, we can make it over that milestone, and it means a lot to me that people will do that. It is also the sort of thing you kind of do. Whistlebeak said they just got a quest reward option of 2x Resmec Serum and thought of you. Yeah. So we haven't, because we haven't got, like, Sunday is when the next time we play RimWorld. And I am very doubtful we'll get that Resmec Serum before our reset. So I think there's going to be a new Poity in the other colony. Oh, good. I mean, that is kind of one of the points I try and make, is I try and be, one, talk through what I'm doing, and this has, like, not been the best run for that kind of thing, because once we got things established, what we're doing every day just about is go to zombies, kill lots of zombies, wait until resources get low, go home, repeat. But normally what I'll do is, like, as I'm going around, I'll explain, it's like, this is like my strategy going into here, this is my exit, all that kind of stuff each time I go into a house, because some of the things I will advise people to do is, people new to this game, if I have to give you only one piece of advice, slow down. It's not a race, there's no rush. There's very few things in this game that will make you hurry. You can walk faster than the zombies. Like, you don't need to run building to building, that just burns stamina. Take your time. Just be slow, be methodical, watch your corners, all that good stuff. Some other little pointers I can get, just since we haven't had a reason to bring them up in a while. When you go to enter a house and you're not sure it's clear or not, one thing you can do is walk up to the door, hold right mouse button, and push space a couple times. Your character will shove the door, which makes a bunch of noise. Then you can back away and just see what zombies start banging on doors and windows and all that from inside. And it lets you know. It's a good way to help you avoid the situation where so many of us have died to what we jokingly call the The bathroom zombies or the bathroom horde, where you open the bathroom door and then suddenly like 5 zombies pour out on top of you. That's your counterplay for that. Is if you're banging on the doors, making a bunch of noise, those zombies in that bathroom will come out to you as opposed to you going into them. No, shouting is another strategy. I found the door seems to work better for me with that specific house. So houses do have, well, I should say indoors do have a mechanic where they muffle sound between inside and out. And so I think the door seems to work so well is I think it considers it like both inside and outside. So the muffling doesn't have the effect. Honestly, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's yelling, honking a horn, which is probably overkill and probably going to get you in trouble, or like whatever you do to make noise. The point is to make noise. Or there's a lot of people who will open the door, step into the house, then yell, then step back out, wait till things shake out. Doesn't really matter what strategy you choose, they all work pretty well. The big point is sneaking around and skulking about is actually, in my opinion, like, I don't use the word noob trap. There's games that do that where they get you to invest in something that is wholly not a good answer, which is what we usually would refer to as a noob trap. I wouldn't say sneaking's that bad, but it is one of those things that, like, they're very much like, aha, you can sneak around, be the ninja. Find your way around. It's like, no, really, you don't want to. Like, sneaking is something you utilize for very specific situations. It's not something that is like you could do a playstyle that, but it is a very dangerous playstyle. For example, let's say I've got hordes all up in these trees, and I'm sneaking down this hallway, and I'm maneuvering around them, I'm keeping in the shadows, keeping from being seen. Things are going well. I get all the way to the end, and then there's just this horde right here behind this tree, and I can't see, and I aggro. And now I'm running back, and all of these zombies that I snuck past are now closing in from all sides because all sorts of noise is happening. So that'll get you killed. Now, if I kill all the zombies, each and every one of them on the way up, and I get myself in trouble with that horde at the end, that's no problem. I just back into the space I cleared, and I kill them. Or if I can't kill them because we're sleepy, I walk away. Right. You do have to learn the limits of sneaking, but also, like, when to and when not to sneak. Like, for example, like, if I clear an area but I know it's not safe, and I get inside a house trying to grab something, I'm not following you into those trees. You have a nice day, ma'am. You get to live today. But, it is good knowing, like, oh, hey, like, I have cleared the area a little bit, but, like, I'm just trying to hop in here, get some stuff. It's not a safe area. I'm going to sneak while inside the building. Cool. That is a good use of sneak. Yep. No, I agree. Like, that is a good use of sneak, Whistlebeak, is the whole, look, I'm super sleepy, I can't fight, there's this house, I know it's not safe, but I can just creep into the bedroom here in the corner and get a good night's sleep. And then I'll be back in action. That's like an excellent use of sneak. Versus people who that is their playstyle, is I'm going to sneak everywhere. And it's like, that's cool if that's what you're going for, is you want to play the sneaky thing knowing it's super dangerous. Like, that's fine. It's just a lot of people are like, oh, you have to be sneaky and avoid aggroing the zombies and creep about. I'm like, nah, just get in there. Just get in there. I mean, not really like take the time to split pull them, but the point being, don't worry about the zombies. When they're dead, they can't hurt you. they just make you a little feverish and a little sweaty. Oh yeah, and like it is those things that I very much am 100% like, yep, I'm going to just make some noise. And there are exceptions. Like there are settings you can do where it is completely unrealistic to fight the zombies, that you have to sneak around. You don't really get a choice, but those are very dangerous. Here, let me catch up in chat real fast. Okay, so let's see. Quico says, my first try didn't go too well. Prison was kind of a death trap. Yes. Yes, the Rosewood Prison is a very, very sketch and terrifying and awful place. It's a neat place. There are so many corners to get you in trouble. Alright, thank you for the follow. Charge Les. Welcome to stream, and if I did mispronounce that, please let me know. Thank you for the follow, Dark Soul OP. Welcome to the stream. Charge less, and again, if I'm mispronouncing that, please let me know, because that's what I'm not sure about. But is the main goal just to see how long you can survive? Technically, thank you for the follow, Whitney Delta. Welcome to the stream. Char goals? Okay. I'm going to try and remember that. That might take me a couple attempts. So if I get it wrong, please correct me, and I will try and do better. But yeah, so char goals says that it was asking basically what the main goal of it. So the main goal here, I'm going to actually unpause. So the main goal is, if we look at our map, we have our major cities. You have, I mean, Ekron's not a major city, but you have your major locations. So you have Ekron, you have Riverside, like the factory, all these. You have Rosewood, March Ridge, Muldrow, West Point, the mall, the station, all of this crap at Louisville. So my goal is to actually wipe out all of the zombies in all those locations. You know, and realistically wiping out the zombies that are in between locations by the nature of they're in the way. So this is a marathon run. We do expect to break well into the hundreds of thousands of zombie kills. Realistically, we probably will not achieve that goal, but we are going to go as far as we can. Now, surviving as long as we can will definitely be a primary factor in accomplishing that, because it's going to take us multiple in-game years to accomplish that goal. And then Dark Souls OP just says, I just sneak everywhere and clearing everything as well, because I like the feeling of leveling it. Oh yeah, that's fine. Like, making the boxes fill, I can get down to making the boxes fill. So a lot of people are aware that, now granted I've recently left the job, but for the longest time I have been authoring instructional content that teaches software development, and we get into stuff like education theory and all that. And one of the jokes that I had among like my original team there was, when it comes to helping learners be successful, is you want to have what we refer to as check that box, which is that moment where you started your course or whatever it is and say, like, I'm going over 3 things. You know, take the time at the beginning of your course saying, hey, we're going to go over these 3 things. And then as you get to the point where you're like, hey, you know what, we've covered the first thing, deliberately going out of your way and saying, like, here's a checkbox, check that box, you know this now. Like, let them see tangible progress. Because it really helps keep people engaged and motivated. And thank you for the follow, Robert Dops. Welcome to stream. That puts us 999 followers. So we're just 1 follower short. And here comes in a bunch of follows. I knew that was going to happen. Don't do that. That's mean. So thank you for the follow, Florida AF. Because it's thank you so much. Like, and for those who don't know, I'm actually also in Florida, so Central Florida. So Florida AF, getting a good chuckle out of that one. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, Sweaty Rice Balls. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, Winger. Welcome to the stream. And we have broken 1,000 followers. Gotcha. I'm not going to say the exact city I am from, but I will leave it at I am in that area extremely frequently. So. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone, like, pushing us over the, that 1,000. Yeah, no reason I'm not saying what city I'm in, that kind of thing, you know, don't dox yourself. But yeah, I am Central Florida, and I have worked many a job in Orlando. So that. Fair enough. Oh, what is the... There's a really funny YouTube video. It's getting kind of old now. It's not Orlandia. What is it called? But it has so many tropes it makes fun of that people in Orlando would know. Like, the whole gimmick is that there's like some conspiracy going on, but the Swans know about it. So they're like, you can ask the Swans. Or going, it's like, no, we don't do basketball anymore. We do soccer now. Well, are we any good at it? We don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. We're really not sure. Or that we're more than Disney. We have swans. Or the good old I-4 eyesore, which anyone who has been in Central Florida and has driven up I-4 and can think of a massive building that just looks hideous, that is like, you don't even have to know it's called the I-4 eyesore to know what building I'm referring to when you go along that road. Because it was a building that, I can't remember the history, it was some like, not a church, it was a religious group that planned to build this building, didn't have enough funding, started anyway, got like halfway through it, could never make the funding happen, so this half-finished building sat there for, it's been more than like 20 years. And it's still not done. So it's been this whole thing. And like the building wouldn't be bad. Yeah, and so that's the whole thing. Is like they started it, they got the structure up. Like, just when I say structure, like the girdering. And then they sit there and they'll put like one floor will get windows. Nothing else, just the windows. Like the interior is still all missing because, you know, you have to actually finish the building parts in order. And it's been a thing. And I did do that hydrate. Thank you so much for the hydrate. Segzi Andrew. Clever name. I approve. Like, and that isn't a comment against, like, religious groups, or I think it's just this one group was just like, yeah, we can't quite afford this building, but we're gonna build it anyway. And it never gets done. Oh, yeah. I want to say it was, like, in the last year or two, I forget what it was. It was like there's a nuisance building rule or something that they actually were planning on putting the building in violation of. That basically the building had been left unfinished so long, they're like, look, you have to finish it, or you have to find someone else who will. I don't know if it actually came to it, though. Okay, so I'm going to switch cars to this one, but before I do, I don't want to drive around with my main car missing a window. That's how you get chomped through a window. So let's take out this window. We'll take out the right window. It's a more dangerous window for me to take up because it's nearer the trees, but it's in better shape. Or one of the other lines from that video is like, just the person in Orlando going, "We can't get out. We're surrounded by Florida." It's like, hitting too close to home there, buddy. Hitting too close to home. Why do I have a random chipstone in this bag? I mean, I don't mind having a random chipstone in this bag, but I also don't know why I have a random chipstone in this bag. Hey, Integer Smirk, how's it going? There, so like I said, this is becoming the spare and this is becoming the main card because I definitely did not hit a tree. That was that way when I got it. And anyone who tells you otherwise is a liar. But not really. I totally absolutely slammed into a tree. Go at about 50. Okay, so here's an example I'll give you real fast. So as you can see, this radio does not have the emergency channel. Now I do already know what the emergency channel is, so I can choose add a preset, give it a name, and just tune in. So I know in this world, because we've had it in so many vehicles, that 102.2 is our emergency frequency. I choose save, and I hit tune in, and if I got it right, the channel up here will say automated emergency channel, regardless of what this says. Now, one of my rules for survival, always know your exit. So we have a house up here we've been staying at. I intend on still staying at it. So, I'm going to take the time to make sure we kill any zombies that are nearby before we start killing more zombies downtown. Integer Smirk. Oh, well, actually, let's go back and catch some of this. So Integer Smirk had said, woohoo, 3.5%. He's referring to the fact that we have estimated, the original estimate is 900,000 zombies-ish are in this map. We believe it's actually higher than that, but that is the number we can confirm as at least, because before the multiplayer update, that was what we got good math on for the population, was about 900,000. My guess at this point is that's probably closer to 1.2 million, but I have nothing like that. That is just a gut check. I have nothing that to prove or disprove that number. That is 100% okay with the addition of Louisville. I'm going to guess there's 300,000 more zombies. Sentient Cookie says, the tree slammed into you, beware of running trees. Integer Smirk then said, we have Cyclone Dovey dumping on us. So it's been kitchen preserving day, bottling wine, making cheese, distilling, making bread, and zombie board game. I love Cyclone Dovey. Yeah, that feels like how it is in a hurricane, where you do all your prep, you do all your prep, you do all your prep. It finally shows up. It's like, what am I doing? I am sitting at home and just waiting for it to go by. Dark Soul OP says, you have probably been asked this, but have you given CDDA a go? If you were referring to the game CDDA, I have not. If you're talking about the challenge, the release CDDA, we actually have a character that is alive. I think around 6 months survived, where we have like fully survived the winter and everything. So, like we've gone through all of that. So that character I basically retired because we hit that point. It was like, well, the game doesn't have more challenge anymore. We've already finished the hard part. So now it'd be just surviving for the sake of surviving, because we had fully gone past the winter. We were farming. We had unlimited, like, we could literally live out the rest of our days on our farm. So, yep. Yep, we're getting pretty close to the end of winter. I believe winter technically ends in March, the very beginning of March. Yeah, if you're talking Cataclysm, Darker Days, the game, I have never played it, honestly. Not a particular reason, I had only ever actually heard of the game after I got into Project Zomboid. Alright, so I can consider that dealt with, where our exit is secured. Yeah, Dark Days Ahead. Sorry, like I said, I haven't played it, so I do mix up the name because I'm learning it secondhand, kind of thing. I've heard good things. I've heard it's absolutely a ruthless game as well, but you know, that's fine. I've played plenty of ruthless games. As I can assume from your name, you've probably played plenty of Dark Souls, and I can say I have played and gotten every single achievement in every single Souls game ever made, so there's that. With the exception of Bloodborne, because it was not on PC, but that is changing, so that'll be on my list to do. And that may be something like that is when I'm like, you know what? I'll probably play it on screen, or probably play it on stream at some point when that happens. Because, like, I like the Souls games. I'm going to want to play it, and I stream all the time. So that's going to be a thing. Plus, it'd be a very different style game for us to play on here. And even then, I'll still probably be pretty chill about it. Like, I have played all of those games, so it'll kind of be figuring out the timing and all that, and then just learning the patterns for bosses, that kind of nonsense. The typical. The Souls formula. The Surge, that was the game I was trying to remember the date. I was trying to explain to people there was another Souls-like game. When I say Souls-like, I'm just talking about that third-person, hacky-slashy, kind of hardcore, not like hardcore, but like kind of doesn't pull its punches style game. It was The Surge. And don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near as good as the Souls game, but I did enjoy it. I never did finish all the achievements in that one, though. It's just one of those things that I was making good progress, but too many games. I'm not running back there. They'll come after us soon enough. That does make me wonder sometimes, because I have like specific style of games I play on stream. That's a bread knife. A specific style of games I play on stream between like these survival games and stuff like City Skylines, and we did Timberborn and Valheim, stuff like that. Like, they're very, very much in that one. But there has been a number of games I think people would be surprised to play. Hey, Josie Raider, thank you for the raid. Give me just a moment, I'll give you a shout out. Nightbot? There you go, Nightbot. Catching up. So, Josie Raider also playing projects. Zomboid. So how was your stream, Josie? Once again, hopefully most of the deaths that occurred were the zombies. And if not, hopefully they were at least fun and or educational deaths. Oh, you're trying to do the 16x pop thing. So how's that going for you? I've had a whole bunch of people hop in and start doing that. I thought I was good at Zomboid, but I am not. It is a very different way of playing. I wouldn't say it's a good, like, it demonstrates whether you're good or bad at the game. It basically says, can you play slow and meticulous? And can you bullet hell zombies? And legitimately, if you haven't had to bullet hell zombies, you're going to flub it a number of times before you figure it out. Yeah, and that is absolutely fine. Like, so bullet hell. So bullet hell is a style of game that you play like a little spaceship, And like the whole screen is crisscrossing bullets. And so the entire idea is you are focused entirely on dodging the bullets while hopefully getting shots into the enemy. So it's a precision game where you're trying to like look for openings and moving through that. And so we're saying the bullet hell with zombies is just the zombies are the bullets in that case, crisscrossing all around you and being able to go, okay, well, based on the way the zombie's moving, over there is going to be an opening, or I have to maneuver this way to draw the zombies to the side to create that opening and that kind of stuff. Like, that is its own skill that you just don't deal with until you do high pop. Like, really high pop. That said, once you get good at that skill, when you actually like pull multiple hordes, you still feel pretty chill about it because you're like, oh yeah, it's just a couple hordes, it's fine. I just zigzag this way, run then. Maybe you deliberately slam into a zombie to push your way past them. Like, it's good. Oh yeah, there's one of those ones in the varsity jacket I was meaning to not slash with my machete, but you know, I did, so can't undo it because my varsity jacket is damaged. Yeah, and that's one where like there's a lot of skills in the game you can kind of talk a person through. Like, you know, oh, make sure you back up, like make sure you do this. Here's how you can pull stuff to you. The bullet hell one is really hard to talk through. Yes, we are still looking for a mint condition varsity jacket. I'm almost accepting at this point that I'm just going to get my tailoring up to deal with it. But I keep getting in the habit of, I just start killing the zombies. It's like, oh right, that one I just slashed across the middle, that had the jacket I wanted. And we've had 2 or 3 that we took the time to not slash up, but unfortunately the jacket was just damaged. Like, because a lot of zombies at this point, their clothing will just already be damaged. I don't know the exact way it works, but there is a progression to where you see more and more zombies with more and more patchwork clothes as the thing goes on. Which makes sense. It's longer and longer from the outbreak. Again, more and more people, their stuff was just be damaged and ruined. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to need 2 seconds to read that once I'm not dealing with a zombie. Marwave GA, welcome to the stream. And if I mispronounce that, please let me know. Okay, Josie, and thank you again so much for the raid. You have yourself a good sleep and a good evening. Alright, just walk away from me, it's fine. My feelings aren't hurt. I should be heading back to the house now, and the reason I'm saying that is with the rain, the night is going to be extremely dark. And I do have a filter on the stream that makes about 20-25% brighter for all of you than it is for me. But when I say it gets dark for me. Because I do deliberately keep the settings so that night is actually scary and you can't see stuff, and you know, it can be very antagonizing. Because it should be. It's night. We are very due for a helicopter. I'm very surprised we haven't had one yet. Because for those who don't know, we have our helicopter set. Oh my god, those headlights. What are these headlights? I love them. Like, I don't usually notice headlights, but those are some really wide-angled headlights on this. I don't know, that's just like placebo effect on me. I just don't expect it, but that's bright. Yeah, there's been a challenge going around called is like One Painful Year or something like that. And a bunch of people have asked me to do it, but a bunch of people have asked me not to do it, and the pitch black night is like their primary reason not to do it. They're like, it's impossible to see anything. And it's like, and that's the challenge with that at night. but for stream, it's really rough. And you do see like the stuff in the cone and all that. I get that. But from my understanding, a lot of people have been saying it's been like a really unfortunate viewer experience. So I am hesitant to do that on stream. Oh, and that said, this was brought up way earlier in the stream, but I am going to bring it up again since we have a lot more people on. One of the things that did come up was we played City Skylines yesterday for our other games day, and people were very, very, like, awesome. You're like, we want to see more of this kind of thing. I'm like, okay, I'm down for more City Skylines. The thing to figuring it out is where it fits in our schedule. So that's the thing I got to figure out, and I'm probably going to put something on the Discord for it. Because right now our schedule is that Tuesdays and Wednesdays are Project Zomboid. Thursdays are quote-unquote other game days where we play just other random games kind of thing. Friday, Saturday are back to Project Zomboid. And then Sunday, Monday are RimWorld. Now, my thoughts